Yeah.
I want her to die the same way I killed her ugly friend and her children.
I will kill you. You cannot kill me. You know why? I am Akajiofo. Nobody can kill me. No being.
So guys, if you're actually looking for the update on the release date on when the movie is actually going to drop, you're at the right place. Can't watch the video to the end to know when it's going to drop. Let's actually take a deep theory on what's actually happening. Akajiofo happens to actually be the young man that is actually married, but he actually had a girl before he actually married his new wife, and the girl's name was actually Iyechuku. Iyechuku happens to actually be the young girl, vibrant, but for the fact that Akajiofo couldn't actually wait for the right success to come for him, he went on to actually consult an elderly man that seemed to put him through, and that actually brought the problem that actually came on the daughter, which happens to be Inyechuku. Inyechuku had an accident, and that was how we actually lost her to that scene. And Inyechuku happens to actually have stepsisters because Akajiofo happens to actually marry another wife after leaving Inyechuku's mom. So the lady now seems to actually be worried about what's actually happening and all that. So decided to actually stay on her own. But before then, what actually led Akajiofo to become the villain that he actually, turned himself to? He happens to actually, don't want to actually take success as a pathway where he needs to be patient and all. He went all to, find all means to actually make money, and the sacrifice is that he needs to actually lay down one of his kid, and what the problem that's actually there is that it doesn't stop at the first kid that is actually been the problem. It actually goes on to another kid and another kid and another kid, and that's where he's going to actually start having issue with the priest that he actually consulted that helped him do everything that he actually did. And right now, when the first issue actually happened, the wife decided to actually start living on her own because she feels that she can't actually live with such a person, because the problem that actually came upon them concerning the young girl called Inyechuku, they can't actually explain the problem. Right now, she started living alone. And for the fact that, Akajiofo can't actually stay far away from his kids and the rest of them, he seems to actually go meet his wife that he wants to have one-on-one conversation with his kid, and he wants to actually bond with his kid. And the wife doesn't want him to bond with the kids because he actually feels that the more he bonds with them, the more problem is going to actually come on the kids that seem to be left and all. And right now, Yechukwu is currently on the mission to actually take revenge on the people that seem to know about everything that's actually happened to her, and everything that seem to be in connection with her going. And for that, she has actually been visiting a lot of people, including her stepsister, and and stepmom. She actually visited her stepmom, and both of them, she actually taught the Inyechuku, and she was so surprised that the girl is visiting them and all that, and what could actually be the problem, and the causes of everything that is happening. And she also visits her grandma, which happens to be the one that is actually more concerned about her, because the grandma is actually wanting to see her because she doesn't know how the whole issue actually well wants about it. Just told her that she's normal and all that. But for the fact that the grandma doesn't know anything about it, she keeps appearing to the grandma. And anytime she appears to the grandma actually wakes up and started looking for her and all that. So let's see how it goes, and what it turns out to be, because I believe that now that Ejike is on the mission to actually take revenge, who is actually going to be the first and second people she's going to take revenge on, because she actually mentioned that she has actually taken revenge on her stepmom's friend and her children. Now, I want to actually know the reason why she took revenge on her stepmom and her friend. Probably they're actually having connection to her death also, and and again, another scene actually showed where Akachiofo was actually rushing one of his kids to hospital for the fact that they were celebrating the kid's birthday, and uh, all of a sudden the kids collapsed and all, and they had to actually rush the kid to the hospital, and those are the issues, and he doesn't want to actually lose any kid anymore, and that's been the problem and the reason why he's having issue with his priest that seems to actually be the one doing things for him, and that one actually told him that he's going to actually take him away, and he's actually telling him that nothing can actually happen to the bragging and chest eating is actually happening to both of them. Let's see how it goes and how everything actually unfolds, and because as I can see it right now, Inyechuku was actually being hit by a car by a stepmom and a friend. They were actually probably driving on that day, and they actually hit, and probably she was actually rushed to hospital, and she couldn't survive the whole damages that has actually been done by her stepmom and a friend. So that's one of the reasons why she has actually been visiting her stepmom every now and then, and she wants to actually also take revenge on it. So let's see how it goes to, and what happens to be, because one thing you shouldn't actually miss is the fact that the moral of the story is that always be patient in the quest of actually looking for you know source of money, because at the end of the day it comes the consequences that Akachi is about facing, and that's one of the lessons that I should not actually miss. you know Stay tuned to actually know how it unfolds, and grab the lessons that you wish to grab out of it, and probably that actually changes people's mind from a lot of bad things that seem to just be out there, that seem to come with its consequences. So one thing people should actually take note of is that the people that helps doing most of these things don't actually do what they help people to do on, because most of the time they already know the consequences that comes with it. But the people that actually go consulting most of the time, they have been told the consequences, but they be like, nah, the consequences can actually be waived off, or probably be not as hard as the person is actually saying it, or they just want to enjoy the time being, and that's actually the reason why most of them continue with it. But after everything, when everything start becoming rosy and bitter also, you know they just seem to actually regret it, and they want to actually continue, and they want to option out, and most of the time they tell them that it's actually late to option out, and that's the issue of Akajiofo, because he actually wants to option out from the thing he actually done, but it's been told that no, it can actually option out again. So let's see how it goes. And when it comes to the season 3 and 4, it's be coming out on Monday definitely.